Another week, another trading cycles video. It's week 14, 2024. My name is Urmas, and I'm here to give you an update of what was happening last week on financial markets and what we can expect this coming week. Before we do that, you are obviously free to smash that like button as well if you like the content that I provide. Also, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I do need to remind you that this content is provided for educational purposes only. You need to do your own due diligence before making any decisions, and always trade the price, not the prediction, as we tend to say. Now, let's have a look what was happening last week then. Well, obviously it was a quiet week. It was just before Easter weekend and only 4 trading days. Market was quite strong still. Obviously the quarter has now ended as well, and it was one of the strongest quarters for S&P 500, for example, since 2019. And yeah, it has been a very strong beginning of the year. And as we have stated in the beginning of the year, that this current year we should have quite strong up moves as well, and we should end the year in a positive note, as it is the 4th presidential cycle year as well. Now, we did get some housing numbers as well in the past week, so they were a bit mixed. So they are indicating that the housing market is cooling down, but the prices are still showing a bit growth year over year, and durable goods exceeded expectations as well. So yeah, the signals are still mixed, and the economy is still hanging on there, so not too bad at the moment, by the numbers at least. Now, we did get PCE numbers coming out as well, so inflation wise, in February inflation did pick up a bit, so it was about 2.5. Last month it was 2.4, I believe, year over year. And well, it might be an indication that Fed might be still a bit cautious, but obviously we need to get some more data, as they say themselves. So basically, it's not looking good. Fed Governor Waller did indicate also that these figures were disappointing, and obviously they do need a couple of months for better inflation data before making any decisions on rates. So, and what else has happening or is happening now this month? So crude oil is coming to its best seasonal month. So basically we should see quite a lot of price movement to the upside, and we have seen it already in March as well. So crude is doing fairly good. Now, if you look at the biggest oil producers, at least for 2023, then they were US, then Russia, and then Saudi Arabia, and then other ones. So basically, Russia is still playing a key role here, and it seems that they could push the price of the oil as high as $100 per barrel. At the moment the price is sitting at around 84, I believe, yeah, and we could see those prices climbing up in April as well, as there is seasonal tendency for that. But yeah, those political games obviously are affecting it as well. Now, US debt crisis, well, if I should say crisis already, but it seems so by the looks of it. So obviously about 2/3 of tax income is going to obviously pay off the interest on the government loans. So basically it's not looking good at all, and BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has also said that the situation is more urgent than I can ever remember. So yeah, things are not looking good for US either, and JP Morgan is also indicating that our stock market is looking a bit overbought and should start declining quite soon. Well, we shall see how it's going to play out, but yeah, it is overextended, as we have pointed out already ourselves for I don't know how many weeks already. So it is keeps going up. Yeah. Now Piper Sandler believes that S&P is vulnerable and also ready for collection, so they have dumped Nvidia stocks from their portfolio. Who has dumped their shares as well? Well, not dumped, they did take profit, I believe. So CEO of Reddit, Steve Huffman, did cash out about 500,000 shares of Reddit, cashing in about 16 million. So not bad for a quick exit, if I shall say it so. But yeah, obviously IPOs are always considered as owners and founders exits as well. Yeah, they are kind of cashing out a bit there. Yeah. Now, who has been putting money into the company they are leading is Snowflake CEO, and he had bought about 31,000 plus shares for about 5 million worth, I believe. Yeah. So this is obviously a good sign. So Snowflakes tend to be a quite strong company, although technically it's not in the best place at the moment. So it might be a good buying point indeed. All right, what else we have seen? So there have been some news from the China. Well, obviously Intel and AMD are affected there because China has decided to limit their chips and servers in government computers. Yeah, and also Xiaomi has now announced their EV, which tends to give quite long lead times there. So about 6 months wait time when you put your order in for your new Xiaomi car. There have been some layoffs. GameStop has shown quite poor numbers there, so obviously that's not good. About 19% decline. Coinbase lawsuit is also affecting Coinbase's price. Fisker has been delisted. Citigroup has announced that they are reducing their workforce about 5,000 employees, and Ericsson is laying off about 1,200 employees in Sweden. GoPro is also laying off about 4% of workforce and also reducing their office space. Also, Canada Goose layoffs are about 17% of the corporate workforce, which is about 900 people. And Boeing leaders are resigning as well. So CEO Dave Calhoun has announced that he will be leaving by the end of this year, and there were also other board members who were signing off. So yeah, it's not looking good. So they are taking some sort of responsibility, I hope. Now some good news as well. So Canva has acquired Affinity, a creative software suite, in a deal reportedly valued at several £100 million, British pounds, I believe, yeah. And also they are then stepping on those of Adobe. So basically, it is a good thing. So obviously, I like Canva's solutions, and they're quite simple to use. And yeah, I'm quite happy that they are obviously expanding even further. Now, Trump Media has debuted as well, and obviously Donald Trump has quite big stake in that company, about 60%, I believe. Yeah. So his net worth is now in that company around 4.6 billion. And Spotify has announced learning videos, so they are launching those in UK experiment, offering video learning courses. Now, some acquisitions as well. Home Depot has purchased SRS Distribution for about 18.25 billion, aiming to boost its professional customer segment and expanding its market. And Amazon is also investing quite heavily in AI startup Anthropic, now totaling about 4 billion to date. We did see some sad news as well. So Baltimore Bridge did collapse, and a ship that wrecked it has been in trouble before, I believe. Yeah, but obviously that's not the good news, because that Baltimore area now faces some distribution issues as well. So there might be some shortages and some more lead times for goods to be delivered. What else then? So basically, let's go to the markets then. Yeah, we have seen that the growth has now started to decline slowly, and it is going more towards value stocks. Yeah, so this is quite interesting development. So we might see markets starting to turn around in that sense. And also, if we compare Russell 1000, which is mid caps, to Russell 2000, which is small caps, then small caps have been now getting a bit stronger as well. So if you look at the S&P 500 forecast that we did put out last week, it did play out fairly good. So this is the actual price movement on that prediction, and we did see obviously prices going higher by the evening on Thursday, which was quite accurate. And yeah, we did see some declines as well there on Tuesday. So this is also quite accurate prediction here. Yeah. Now 50-day moving average has been rising again, and also 200-day moving average, which has now reached 82.7%. So it is heading even higher and higher. Well, it can't reach more than 200%. So we'll see how far we will get, or is it gonna be now ready for correction soon after? We shall see that in the next coming weeks, obviously. And VIX has been obviously very, very low, as there is no fear, only greed. All right. Technically, S&P 500 has been all green for months and months and months, and it's still looking very strong. Yeah, we are forming more support here. If you look at the weekly chart of S&P, then obviously I have been telling that it is very stretched indeed, and obviously it is looking ready for correction quite soon. But it might be just a quick sell-off, and then it starts going back again. So obviously markets are very strong this year indeed. Technically, Russell 2000 is still touching that resistance there, and obviously once it breaks through that resistance, then we should see more upside here. But at the moment, yes, we are waiting what it's going to do from here on. So let's go further. Sector performance-wise, utilities and energy were the strongest ones, and technology did decline quite a bit during the week. Now, if we look at the heat map here is more visually clear that yes, this sector has been not doing so well in the past week, and obviously the rest of the market was quite mixed, but more on the green side. Yeah. And if you look at the biggest decliners and who was rising the most, AES Corporation has been catching my eye really. So it is now breaking out quite a bit and forming possibly a new trend to the upside. So it's something to keep an eye on. But other than that, yes, there are some names obviously who are doing better than others. Now, let's look at what insiders have been up to as well. So obviously it was a week before Easter, and nobody really cared much, as I can see here. So yeah, activity for both selling and buying has been very low in the past week. Now, fear and greed index is staying in that greed zone, still at around 71%, and crypto fear and greed is also still in a greed zone, so 75% area at the moment. Seasonally, we should now start seeing another rise up quite soon. Yeah, so it's obviously best period for the first half of the year. We shall see how it's going to play out. That's why I'm not so worried about those corrections. So they might be just temporary ones that might be coming. Yeah, all right. And statistically, yes, S&P has been very strong in April as well. So in the past 12 years, we have seen rising prices in about 11 of those. Yeah, so very, very good statistics indeed. And astrologically, Mercury is turning direct now quite soon, and yeah, that might give some volatility to the market. Although I think we are still quite optimistic this week. So second half of the week should be quite positive still. And now, what else we got here? So black box model is also advising that there might be some strength still left on the market. And what to expect this week? Obviously, some macro numbers. We will see some employment reports coming out, which is quite important, as this will indicate what sort of decisions Fed might be making there. So we will see now, I believe tomorrow on Tuesday, some job numbers, and on Friday as well. So that's what we are expecting here. And also Fed employees and managers are speaking out quite a lot this week. There are some earnings still coming through, like Levi Strauss, then BlackBerry and Paychex, for example. And PMI report is coming out as well. Now, if you look at the new prediction for this coming week, what we will see by this, that we should have quite strong moves from Tuesday evening on until basically end of week. Either it's going to be to the upside, or if it is inverted, then to the downside. But I do suspect it might be still quite positive week, but we shall see how it's going to play out. Now, there is a cyclical indication as well. So basically, I do expect this week to be positive still, but next week, after this solar eclipse, which is quite important one, we should see some corrections coming to the market. But this is just a prediction, so don't take it literally. It is just an indication at the moment to bear in mind. And obviously it is not a recommendation at all. You need to do your own research, obviously. All right, and let's have a look at the turning points as well, as it is a new month now. So for S&P, we have now a couple of turning points coming up. One of them is tomorrow on Tuesday, and one of them is on Friday the 5th. So let's have a look at the crude oil as well. So we did see one turning point coming up on 26th of March, and the next one coming up is on the 5th, which is Friday as well. And gold, how is gold been doing? So gold is obviously breaking out and quite nicely here, as we indicated. So this trend line did indicate us that once it broke through, it did catch support here, and after that it has been obviously flying. So that's all nice and strong. Now Bitcoin has been also quite good performer here, although today it has been correcting a bit, but the next turning point is still coming up on Monday the 8th, so we still got some movement there ahead, I believe. And what else we got here? So let's have a look at the others as well, what we have been following here. So Apple is very weak. It is now touching this support line here again, and not looking good at all. Short term, if you look at Amazon's price, then this is still keeps going strong. I believe there is still some room to grow. Somewhere around 183, 184. We should see the target to be reached. All right. What else we got here? Google has been today flying. So that's very strong moment indeed. So how far it's going to go, it's hard to say, but at the moment it is breaking out from this line as well, which I thought might be becoming a resistance here. But it keeps going strongly to the upside. Indeed. So it's good. Now let's have a look what else we got here. So Meta is correcting a bit, and I believe those last week's corrections were something to do with the rebalancing of funds. So basically some of them were selling off in the end of the quarter to rebalance their portfolios, and I believe those sell-offs were because of that. Same happened to Microsoft, but it's been now coming back today, and also Netflix was affected by it as well. So yeah, it is still strong, so they're all still in the green. Yeah, so nothing technically has been breaking for these ones, and Nvidia, I believe, is also still quite strong. Yes, indeed. What else we got here? Tesla is obviously showing its weakness, as Apple does. About the same, yeah. So it's not looking good still. And PayPal did show quite a lot of strength last week, but today it has been now declining quite a lot because it's in that resistance area. It did touch that top here, what we saw back in, when was it, in January, and quite exactly it's now double top here, and obviously started to decline now. So yeah, as said previously, PayPal is a good company, but it's not looking good so far, so something needs to be done before it starts taking off again. Yeah. And what else we have been keeping an eye on? Willis Tower Watson. So this one has been going sideways, not much has been going on. So at the moment, I believe we have to leave it as it is. We shall see if it's going to break out again, and then we have another trade coming up. Yeah, so cyclically this time should be now coming soon enough. And tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we should get another S&P signal as well. The last one did indicate very correctly again. Now we shall see what the new signal is going to tell us, either tomorrow or Wednesday. And yeah, we shall see you then in next week. Yeah, indeed. Thank you very much for staying with me till the end, and I hope you liked this episode. So if you did, please click that like button and share this video as well with others. And I'll thank you and wish you happy trading. Have a good week.